All right, we have started recording. So we can start. Okay, so this week we are going to talk about the power of belief. First, I'm going to go over a few things for you guys to know. The Rise Up group is starting. So if you are pushing to be diamond by the end of the year or just pushing for goals to finish off this year strong. If you are a brand new coach, if you're a coach who's been here for a year, 2 years, a few months, whatever it is, make sure that you filled out the form to get in the group. We also have a thread that I started today. So if you are not in it, let us know, because I tried to add people as I was catching names. But if I missed you, I want to make sure I get you in. And then also make sure to fill out the form, which I posted in the thread. If you guys have any question about that, either reach out to me or reach out to your upline and make sure that we get you in that group. National Wake Up Call this week. If you have not listened to it, make sure you do. We have the purple podcast button on iPhones. You can go in and listen to the recording. There's also a recording link that I posted in the group. But always make sure, a lot of you guys I know have full-time jobs and are working, so make sure you go back and listen to it, because they're always coaches talking about their challenges and their struggles that they went to. This specific one was awesome because it was a lot about how she manages her time, being specific and, you know, getting down to what she needed to do in her business while also teaching, and how to also hit the market of people that are working full-time just like her and want to start the business. So it was a really great call. Last sneak peek, we have the sneak peek that will go all day on Thursday. I posted a Google Doc, and if you want to do a video, make sure you have commented on there and let me know that you are doing a video. If you said you are doing one and you cannot go live at that time, make sure you make the video and give me the recording. If you could do it by tomorrow night, that would be awesome, just so that I have it for Thursday, and then I'll make sure I put the post up. Or if you make a video and you're able to post it at that time, but you have to make sure you remember so that we stay organized, then you can always post it too, and I'll give you what to say when you post it. Any questions on the sneak peek, just let us know. Oh, and also, is Pam on the call right now? I have to find out from her. Hold on one second, actually. Okay, I want to find out. I don't know if she did the video yet, but if not, if you did not give her your picture yet and put up a one word of what coaching means to you, you can literally just write it on a piece of paper, put it in marker, or, you know, color it so that it's just like stands out, and then just hold it up and take a picture. And then she's going to put together a video for us for the coaching sneak peek. So we want to make sure people are seeing your faces because you're part of this team. Next thing, customer coach change requests. This is for more coaches that have been coaching a little bit longer. Okay, hold on, because Pam just messaged me. Okay. So this is for coaches who have been coaching a little longer. If you're brand new, this isn't going to matter to you. But they'll no longer be accepting coach requests to transfer customers. For instance, say I'm running Frankie's account and I run my account. If I sign a challenger up under Frankie's account, I was able to switch, like if they wanted to coach, I could switch them over. That is no longer a thing. Spouses, sisters, mothers, you cannot switch account if you are running an account. So if you sign up a challenger under them and they decide to start coaching, it stays under that account. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me. Also, the FAQ is 2336. And then last Clean Week sneak peek is going live on September 19th. It will be available on the launch on October 3rd, beginning 9/19. you'll be able to access the Clean Week core functions workout and get the inside scoop. I'm one of the newest celebrity trainers, Megan, and she is awesome. I was with her at the Elite reception in New Orleans and got to talk to her and just kind of hear about her program. She's super excited, very sweet girl, and really just wants to help people be eating right and like just get in shape. So she is awesome, and I think it will be a really awesome week that she's putting together for us. As soon as I have information on how we can be promoting it more, I did write it in the round table, but I don't know if it's been answered yet. So once I have information on how we can promote it, you guys will get that information. Any questions on any of that?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so the customer coach change request, that does not apply to like if I am connecting with somebody on Facebook and they have another coach and they want to switch to me, they can still switch to me, correct? It just can't be anybody related to you?
Correct.
Okay, so like if I have a coach under Dan or a customer under Dan, they cannot transfer coaches at all? Or they just can't transfer to anyone related to Dan?
Related to them. So if you're running two accounts, so if you have your card on Dan's account and you're running Dan's account, then they won't let you. If it is someone that, you know, was working with a different coach and ends up switching to you, they are still allowed to do that. It's only if you're trying to switch back and forth. Basically what they're trying to do is they're well aware people switch people back and forth for their benefits to get bonuses. So they want to make sure that everything's done fair. And that's the way to do it, is by not allowing, if you run more than one account. Just so basically if I put someone in my second business center too, and then I'm like, oh, well, now she wants to do something, like I signed her up as a challenger here, but now I'm going to switch her to my first. They don't want us doing that. They want it to be fair.
So are we still doing like the unwritten, how you're not allowed to technically say you're running your spouse's account, but they know you run your spouse's account, so it's not allowed?
I mean, I still don't understand that, and it's actually weird because I always get nervous when I say it on the phone, because I was told one time not to say that, and at the same time when I need to like talk to them about my accounts, I have to say it. So
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so they're now acknowledging in a rule the fact that they know people are doing that, whereas before, like, they knew what was going on, but no one was supposed to say anything. Now there's a rule that actually says it.
Now there's a rule that actually goes with it. So they have to kind of know. But I mean, even when they announced Frankie as being a one-star coach, they couldn't announce me as being a one-star coach. They had to announce him, and they shared a picture of him. And I actually wasn't even going to be in the picture. It was only going to be him. And then they ended up switching it and added me. So they are really serious about like doing that. But technically, because of the two card rule, you're allowed, whoever your account is on, that is the person that you are not allowed to switch things with.
Okay, so that's how they're checking it, is by the cards.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Pam, did you put together, you probably already messaged me back, but do they have time to still get you a picture?
Yep.
Okay, so get Pam your pictures. When do you need them by?
Well, I probably realistically won't be making the video till Wednesday night, tomorrow night. So if you could probably get those to me by like 5 p.m., I'll post it on that post again.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you guys did not do it, make sure you do, because
and make sure to tag your personally sponsored coaches too.
And
like,
Christina says, sorry, I literally have no voice. I literally have no voice. I was trying to talk. My voice is not working at all. Christina, sorry that you're sick. If Marcus's own card is on his account, will that matter? I don't know. Let me check for you, because technically me and Frankie don't have each other on our cards, but because we're married, they know that he's my husband, so I'm not allowed to switch it. But we're not on the same cards. But the thing they stress is like your husband and wife. or if you're using your mom's. So let me double check on that because they just put this rule through yesterday.
What if you have like a mom or dad or like sister who does not have the same last name as you, and like you run their account, but they signed up so you can run it?
If they figure it out, and here's the thing, I dealt with this before, but they hardcore it during bonus periods. They hardcore check your account. So like if they can connect something and find and know that you are not working it and you knew that you weren't allowed to be and thought like it would slide through, it does not slide through because I went through it and it is not fun. And mine wasn't actually like, I didn't know I was doing something that I wasn't allowed to be doing. But so I would just be careful. Like they do get really strict about that rule and but it's more about having your cards on other accounts. So don't be placing orders for people. Don't be putting your name on other people's stuff. Cool? Okay. Let me go back to this.
Jesse, I have a question regarding the sneak peek. I don't know if you're going to cover it. I don't know if you saw my question.
I did not see your question. What was it?
I didn't see times listed for the videos for the sneak peek. Am I missing that somewhere?
No, maybe there's not times on there, but there should have been. No. So
because I know some people are going to have to record if their videos are at a certain time. So
yeah, I will go through. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like always. So I will do that at 5 o'clock in the morning and you guys will all have times. Sorry, that's my fault. I didn't notice it, but thank you for pointing that out because we actually have times.
No problem.
Question. Are you going to post the times then tomorrow morning? You said tomorrow?
Yes.
So we'll know. Okay. And then if we can't do our assigned time and so we have to like post a video to post, are we just putting the YouTube link in that sheet and then are you going to go in and post it? Or do we still need to find a way to get in there and post it?
No, I'll go in and post it. I had said if you guys want to, but if it's easier for me to post it, I'll post it because I'm going to do nothing that day, like purposely, so that I can just post all day. So that day will be booked. The only time the evening post, I might have to check with someone because I do have soccer, but I'll make sure either way that we're able to get all those posts out. So when I do the times tomorrow, just let me know if you're giving me a video or you're going to go live. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So going back to limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are never true. And I had seen this statement like a while ago. You need to go to bed. I know. I love you. Thank you. You guys can see this, right?
You need to share your screen with us again.
Okay. All of a sudden I was like, can you guys see this? Hold on. Okay, where is our... I think I just checked that. Okay, now you guys can see it. Okay, so limiting beliefs are never true. So whatever your limiting beliefs are, whether it is you telling yourself in your fitness journey that you can't stay on top of it, that you can't get up and do your workouts, that you're not a morning person and you can't be someone that gets up and does a miracle morning, that you can't meal prep, that you can't be successful in this business, that you can't be successful at the business you're currently in. Maybe you're pushing for something in your full-time job right now and you're telling yourself you can't do it, or maybe it's something in your relationship. Whatever it is that limiting belief that you tell yourself, they are never true. They're just beliefs that we're putting in our head and that society has put in our set, someone along the years of growing up has put in our head. So we're going to start with part of my journey, and then we're going to go into something else. But when I started coaching, as our team has grown, I want people to know I didn't just wake up and be a full-time coach. I didn't wake up and like everything just fell together and it was super easy for me. Before I started coaching, and something that I get a lot even right now is I'll have people that tell me, well, I could never share like you, or I could never put up posts for you, or I could never inspire someone. I'm sure a lot of you have heard those comments when you talk to someone about coaching. They're like, well, I couldn't share that stuff, or I couldn't be like that. And they don't realize that every single coach in this business, no matter where they came from or where they're at now, all struggled. Before I started coaching, I was super insecure. I didn't post anything on social media that added inspiration or motivation, or that was even more 3D. And that little time button that reminds you like, hey, this is what you posted a few years ago. I literally look at those and was like, I was depressed and posted like just depressing things. And I literally like delete them because it's so embarrassing to even see. But it also reminds me of where I used to be. I was someone who drank a lot. And when I say that, I wasn't like the person who just went out and had a few drinks. Like I would get completely drunk and black out. I had gotten a DUI at one point, and I had that stupid breathalyzer in my car, which was like the most embarrassing thing because I had to drive my daughter to 2 places with a breathalyzer. But that didn't even really make me like wake up and realize like, hey, your life is headed in like a not so good direction. I struggled with eating disorders from the time I was in high school and up until I started coaching. And it wasn't something that I even thought was like super weird, because the people I was friends with, everyone either didn't eat food or they threw up. Like we would all be at people's houses and people would throw up, and it wasn't weird. It was just literally the norm for like the friends that I had. So I grew up thinking that was not normal, or that was normal, and didn't really realize like, hey, it's not. Society puts in your head, you know, like the need to be skinny, and you're so worried about being so skinny that like I didn't care about my nutrition or my health. I didn't care about any of that stuff. To me, I always wanted to be skinny. I didn't have any confidence, and I didn't have faith in my plan. I went to church because growing up, my mom literally, like, it wasn't a choice. You just went to church until you were 18, and then you always went for holidays. But it wasn't something that like I was super consistent with. I didn't really have a strong faith, and I wasn't like opposed to it, but I also was never on like a path that was anywhere near a path that God had for me. And I didn't have a purpose. I literally would wake up and do whatever. I worked at 2 jobs. I was bartending, and one of them we were able to drink while we were bartending. So people would buy you shots all night long. And half the time I had no idea what was going on. And I literally just kept living this way. And my whole mindset was like, okay, well, you know, it's okay, because I was never really facing the life that I was living. I wasn't facing like, hey, I'm a mess and need help, because everyone that I was around was just going out and drinking and was bartending with me and serving with me. I wasn't surrounded by people who were doing anything different. So I just kept like living this cycle day in and day out and day in and day out. And when you look at other coaches, for instance, Melanie Mitro, who has been the #1 coach for 3 years now, she talked, if you were at Summit, about how bad her anxiety used to be. Now, she is the top coach in the company, holding that spot, and a person that we all look up to and are like, oh my gosh, you know, like her stuff always is well done. She seems like she has everything together at all times. But when she was at Summit this year, she opened up about the fact that her anxiety was so bad she couldn't get out of bed, that she would have horrible days like that. And we forget that people might be a role model to us, or we might look at them as a leader because of what they've done with this business, but that doesn't mean they didn't have the same struggles you had, or they didn't have different struggles that you have. Everybody in this business came from struggles. Anita Myron, another top coach. She was in the top 10, I think, 2 of the years, but she has been in this business for a long time. Another well-respected coach, another coach that I have looked up to a ton in this business. But again, who she is now and who she used to be, she was lost. She wasn't someone who had a faith that she was following. She didn't wake up with a purpose. She didn't know what she was going to do in life, that she literally became a DJ and was a DJ at a nightclub. And then she would literally just party. She would drink and she would do drugs all night. And then she'd have horrible anxiety because she would be doing drugs, and it doesn't help when you have anxiety and you're doing drugs. So people would fall asleep and she'd be up all night long. She literally got to a point in her life that she was so depressed and broke down. And then that is when she started doing Beachbody. So she didn't just, it's easy to look at her and be like, oh, you know, she was a top coach and she has all of her life together, but she doesn't. She didn't have this perfect life. She had to overcome a ton of struggles. And she did that by using what Beachbody has for us, by using the nutrition and the workouts and the community and everything that it has to offer. And that's what you're really embracing when you become a coach. You're not saying you're perfect now, and you're not trying to pretend like you didn't have any of these insecurities. What your insecurities are something that you need to start owning. Write them down on a piece of paper where the things that you feel most secure about, or the things you feel most unhappy about. Write them down. So when you are sharing on your social media, you can go back to those things. Because if there's anything, when Beachbody, maybe you're not making the amount of money you want to make right then, or maybe you didn't hit that certain wrinkle. The thing you always have to go back and look at is these things right here. Who was I before? Look at your piece of paper and know that this business, even if you didn't make a single dollar, it can change you completely if you let it. Who I am now because of Beachbody. I have become, I wouldn't say I'm the most confident person, because I don't even know if you ever get to a point in your life where you don't struggle with things. I think that's all part of like growing, and those are the things that you have to overcome. But the person I am now, I have a family I'm proud of. I put that picture up of Chloe because she is a confident little girl because of who I am now. Me working out, me feeding her right, that was something I never was doing before. And when I look back and think of the example I was actually setting for her, I never really thought like, hey, is this who I want Chloe to be? Until so late in the game. It was until my daughter told me, Mom, or started telling people my mom never eats. That's when it actually hit me. I needed to make a change in my life. But up until that point, I wouldn't eat in front of her. I would drink around her. Not that you can't drink around her, but the way I was drinking was not healthy. And I wasn't the mom that she needed me to be. And yeah, I mean, she actually really always ate kind of clean because she was a pretty good eater. But the mom I was not who I wanted her to be. And it took a while for me to see that. Now I love the fact that she's proud of what I'm doing. She's literally proud of Beachbody, and she was old enough to notice the difference in me. When our team went elite that year, the picture on the bottom left, we got to celebrate this past year. It was a big thing because I went from being a girl who never believed she would be anything, who literally just kept bartending because I couldn't even get a job. For those of you guys who don't know, I got my, did 2 years at a community college, then stopped going to school for a while because I was partying. Then I had Chloe. Then I went back to school and finished school and got my degree and couldn't get a job because it was when the market was crashing and no one was hiring, and I could not get a job. I was applying every single day, all day long. I would sit in front of a computer, and all I wanted was to have a salaried job so that I could be home at nights with Chloe and tuck her into bed, and I could have my weekends off. Like, I never even imagined being able to have the freedom to be at her events, be at her field trips, just go and have lunch with her during the day like I'm able to do at her school right now. That was something that was never even on my radar. The relationship that I had with Frankie, from when we first met, we were both huge partiers. And then that changed over the years and we both started to grow up. But now that we have found ourselves through fitness and through health, we've become a better partner together. And we are able to be better parents for Chloe and raise a better family. So the business has all these different things that you can become more confident, that you can start to believe in yourself. I wanted to be a mom that Chloe was proud of. Honestly, still to this day, that's the thing that makes me the most emotional. And that's the thing that I'm most happy about, is that I'm a better person for her. And if I didn't make a single dollar doing it, that would be enough. And lastly, the group is something that you guys need to believe in. You're on a team and you're not doing this by yourself. And the reason that it's not going to work if you try to do it by yourself is because you need the community. You need people in your life who are reading personal development, who encourage you, who want to push for goals with you, and who have a vision. You can have all those outside friends. You're going to have outside friends. That's totally normal. But if you don't embrace what you have with the community, those are what pull me through on days when I feel like I can't do this, is knowing that I have coaches to talk to, knowing that someone will believe in me, or that someone will tell me you're doing okay, or you can do this. So embrace the community you have. Get your friends to try to work out with you. Get people in your family working out, because the more you spread in your community, our South Carolina, that far top left picture, we do workouts together on Saturday now. And I love it. If the coaches never did anything with the business, I wouldn't care, because I honestly love that they come every Saturday and they work out, because there are Saturdays that I would not get out of bed early in the morning to do a workout by myself. I wouldn't push myself the way I do when they're with me, and I wouldn't be feeling the way I do on Saturday mornings if it wasn't for them coming together. That's what we get to do, you guys. We get to go out in the community and we get to share what we are doing with people. So we're going to go over 4 different things. And the first one is negative self-talk. I want you to think about these questions. How do you take a compliment when someone gives you a compliment? Whether, I'm going to use Frankie, for instance. If he gives me a compliment, and something that he used to always get so annoyed was, he would give me a compliment and I would always have something like, oh, I've had this dress forever. This dress is not cute, or my hair looks so bad, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I always had something negative to say about myself every time he gave me a compliment. And then he'd be like, this is why I don't give you compliments. If you're someone doing that, think about it. I want you to honestly think about these questions, write them down, and ask yourself, like, what is your response when people give you that compliment? What do you say when you get ready to go out? This one was huge for me. Again, for being a mom, I would get ready. I'm a health and fitness coach, right? So I should be able to get ready. I'm working out. I'm eating good, or eating right. And yet I would be getting dressed. And one, I would complain I have no clothes, when, like, I have a full closet, I have a dresser, I have clothes all over my floor, but I always would say, like, I have no clothes. Yet I don't even know what it's like to have no clothes, to not have shoes to put on to go places, to not have clothes to wear that are not ripped up. Like, I don't have that struggle. So for me to say that all the time is completely wrong. On top of that, I would look in the mirror and I always would still say, like, I feel fat today, or I feel bloated, or I need to change. This doesn't look good on me. And I literally would say it all the time, that, like, Chloe started reminding me, Mom, you need to stop saying that. And she told me, you're going to put a quarter in the, we have like a money jar. If you swear, you have to put a quarter in. So she would tell me, Mom, you're going to start putting a quarter in the jar every time you tell yourself one of these comments. And it was true. I didn't even realize how often I was doing it, and I was doing it in front of her. And as parents, if we're doing that in front of our kids, what are they going to grow up doing? They're going to copy exactly what you're doing. They're going to look in that mirror and feel crappy about themselves. So even simple things of, when you go to take a picture, do you delete it? Do you make your family take 50 pictures with you because you want it to be perfect? Or you didn't have makeup on, or you need to fix your hair, or you need to fix how your shirt's laying? Or do you just accept the fact that you're going to take a picture and that's your family? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be yourself. And you don't need to waste time taking 50 pictures because that will definitely piss them off and then they won't want to be in your pictures. How do your friends talk about you? When you honestly think about the friends that you have in your life, do they give you compliments? Do they make you feel better about what you're doing? Do they support you? Do they believe in you? And also, are they friends that you can trust? Because I know that I had a lot of friends for a long time that were drinking friends. They didn't have my back at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they didn't talk good about me. I had plenty of nights where I wasn't invited to things and would feel bad that all my friends were together and I was the only one not invited. And at the same time, I wasn't a good friend. I wasn't being a girl that like I would want my daughter to be to other people because I was so lost in what society makes us and like just pretending. And I had tons of fake friends. How do your parents talk about you? And this one for me was huge because when you think about it, your parents play a huge role. Like while you're growing up or whoever raised you, what were they telling you while you were growing up? Were they telling you you were good at sports? Were they telling you you were good at cooking? Do they give you compliments? Were they believing in you? Did they tell you you were smart or did you come home and they told you you were stupid? Did they tell you that you were a good reader or were they always telling you you weren't? Because that stuff sticks in your head and you probably don't even realize. And if you go back and really start to think about who's saying what, a lot of the self-doubt that you have with yourself comes from things that people are saying. How does your spouse talk to you? If your spouse is talking to you and telling you positives every day and encouraging you and believing in you, then take note of that. Make sure you're doing the same for them. But if they're not doing that for you and they're constantly telling you you can't do this business and you can't be successful, and all of those things, you guys, are weighing on you. So if there's someone that's doing that, you need to sit down with them and talk to them and let them know, like, hey, I need your encouragement because you're the one person that I need to be told, like, I can do this and I need your support. Be real with them. And then ask yourself, how do you talk about yourself? When you're talking to other people or when you are around your family or your friends, how do you talk about yourself? I constantly always would say, because I really do wish this, I wish I paid attention more in school because I was definitely the girl who never paid attention, like took the easy way out and was like, yeah, give me your answers. And it wasn't until my last 2 years of college that I really enjoyed school. And I think it was because I was a little older, but all the other years, I swear, I wish I would have paid attention because I wish I just was extremely smart. I have a sister-in-law that honestly, when I sit and talk to her, I am always like, gosh, she knows everything. I know if I ever have a question to anything, I can message her and she will answer my question because she knows everything from like football to education to houses to financial. Like she just knows everything. And that's always something I wish I knew better. But I also don't need to be saying, to my daughter, oh, well, I'm stupid. Because guess what? If I'm telling my daughter I'm stupid, that's going to be what I start thinking. That's also going to be what she starts thinking is that she is a dumb mom. Ooh, wait, hold on, because this is going backwards. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I just did that. It's all out of order. Okay, so with that, I want you guys to do this as a task this week. I am statements. Something that you can do is take sticky notes. And I know it sounds stupid and you're like, I don't need to do that. But write down first, take a piece of paper, write down all of the statements you say about yourself that are negative. Whether it's fat or you can't do things, whether it's business related or family related or coaching related, whatever it is, write down those negative things that you're telling yourself every single day. Then I want you to take sticky notes. And I want you to write down things that say, I am. So for me, for instance, I'm a good mom. I am a devoted wife. I'm beautiful. I'm a successful business owner. I'm a woman following in God's plan. I'm an elite 2018 coach. The reason that I want to write these down and see them every day is every single one of these, you guys, is going to be something that there are days where I doubt them and start to believe that I can't do it or I can't be that person. Because guess what? We mess up on days. We fail at things on days. And we have bad days as a mom, as a wife, as how we view ourselves as an owner, following and get in God's plan for me and being who I want to be in His eyes, and just pushing for goals in your business. You freak out and you start to feel bad about things. Those days are going to come. But when you have a sticky note that's sitting there that reminds you every single day, you're going to be this, it gives you that energy and it gives you that excitement to believe in yourself. And that's what you need on the days you doubt yourself. So I encourage you guys all this week to really do that. Write down what you say negative and then make positive notes. Put them by your computer. Put it in your car. Put it wherever you need it, but put them somewhere where you are going to start seeing them. For those of you guys who weren't on our team last year, and we are doing it again this year, while we pushed for Elite last year, I had notes everywhere in my house. Thankfully, I don't have people over very often, so no one could see it. But I had notes everywhere because I always wanted to know that I could do it, even on days when I doubted myself, even on days when I felt like I sent 100 messages and no one wanted to join me, or on days where I felt like I just sucked as a coach because I thought someone was going to be really good and they decided to quit, or whatever it is. You're going to have those days. So have those notes ready and have your goals relate to these. My I am statements, and I'm going to do this with you guys too, so you will see all of my sticky notes being hung up in my office. But the reason I picked these things are these are all kind of main areas in my life where I do need constant reminders and need to remember where I want to be and what I'm trying to do. And a little tip, you can work out, you can eat clean, and you can help others get healthy. But always remember the example you're setting at home for your kids, because your kids are watching whether you believe it or not, or even realize that they are. My daughter can be across the house, and I swear she always hears every little thing, and she knows everything. But that's what kids do. They are looking to you to be like you, and they're going to be like you. So do things that you would want them doing. Be the friend that you would want them being. Don't be this online coach who is all good at saying things on social media, but then doesn't apply it with their family. Because you can do all the personal development you want. But if you don't go and apply it to your family and apply it out in your community, then you're not really embracing what personal development has to do for you. And personal development is going to change your life if you let it. These activities, like the one I'm sharing to do, the I am statements, yeah, it sounds stupid and probably something that all of you guys are like, I don't want to do that. But it works. This is what works, is putting these positive things in your head every single day. Number 2, overthinking. So this one is huge, and we all do it. Who has said these things before? I can't share yet because I don't know everything. I can't share yet because I don't have my end results. I can't invite yet because I didn't build enough of a relationship. I can't share because it's not a big enough transformation. I can't share because so-and-so might judge me, whether it's a family member or a work person or a friend, anyone who might judge you. I can't share because when someone messages me, they always say the price is too much. And I can't share because I don't want to sound salesy. You guys, these are all us overthinking the process. When you sign up to coach, you are not signing up to be a salesperson. And if you look at it and overthink it, you're going to waste so much time that you could be connecting with people and helping people because you're overthinking every single thing that you're doing. If you're going to do this business and you're going to be successful, stop overthinking things. Stop worrying about things that in the end don't matter. You signed up to coach because you wanted to be the healthiest version of yourself, because you were loving how you were feeling. You were loving your transformation. You were loving the challenge groups or the community, or you loved the idea of being home with your kids or leaving your job. All of this stuff is the stuff you need to share. And it doesn't matter who's around you. You signed up to coach to change people's lives. And if you spend your days worrying about all the things and the reasons why, those are just excuses. They're just things that you're overthinking. And that you can spend a half an hour telling yourself, I can't share because this transformation's not good, and go crazy and like want to take 50 other pictures and debate it. You could have shared it already and already moved on to start talking to new people. And that's what you get to do. So don't be scared to share. You are here to be a coach. You are here to inspire others. If someone's not inspired by you, who the heck cares? There are enough people in this world that are overweight, that are depressed, that have horrible anxiety, that are on tons of medication, that have diabetes, that need help. And that's what we're here to do, is change that. And we can't change it without sharing and talking to people. And for the one that says the price is too much, if you are someone sitting on this call right now that says the price is too much, then you need to start researching what they are actually getting. Because in no way is this price too much. This is a steal, you guys. If you go look up how much trainers are, and they're getting access to all of our trainers. When you go get a trainer, majority of them don't have a meal plan. That's added on money. On top of that, you're paying a gym membership. Money, all of that stuff is extremely expensive. And with Beachbody, they're getting meal plans. They're getting tons of workouts. They're getting a calendar to follow. They're getting a challenge group. They're superfoods. And if you don't know what is in Shakeology and you don't know why Shakeology is amazing, then research it. Because when you talk to someone, you need to have confidence in knowing that that price is not too much. And I will never forget, I think it was over the summer, I went to someone's apartment to explain to them what they actually got with On Demand. And her response, and she paid the $199, because that was when it was still $199, it wasn't on sale. She paid the $199 and she said, I cannot believe how much stuff we are getting. This is crazy. And that response was because she knew exactly what she was getting. I went over literally, you're getting access to all of this. Do you tell people about the blog? Do you tell people that there's tons of recipes on there and that they can literally go in and put their weight and put what they do and it will give you an actual meal plan? Do you tell them all the fitness tips that they can find on there? Do you talk about the cooking show that literally walks you through how to cook your meals? Like, hello, that's a lifesaver for people who suck at cooking like me. I literally turn those on and watch them step by step and do it. Then I know how to cut my fruits and vegetables, cut my meat. I know what seasonings to use. I know which frying pans to use. It's perfect for people that don't know what they're doing in a kitchen. So talk to people about that, because a lot of people forget they're getting access to all of this stuff. And then be a coach that checks in on them. Be a coach that when they haven't checked in for a few days, you send them an extra message and say, hey, I saw you didn't check in 3 days. What's up? Where have you been? Because that's what you get to do as a coach. So the price thing should never be an issue because they're getting way too much stuff. And honestly, when I started coaching, we didn't have all access. We didn't have on demand. So when I started, I got one program and then my portion control containers, my month of Shakeology and my shaker cup. And then I got one program. Just one little program. And it was 21 Day Fix Extreme, and that's all I got. So when I wanted to order something next, I had to order a new program. Now they're getting access to everything, and they are getting access to a tracker app that is awesome. You guys, especially for those of you coaches that are busy and running things, schedule your posts out. It makes it super easy. But also, you get to literally know, like I have girls right now who don't check in a challenge group, but I know if they're drinking their shakes because they have to check it off. And if they don't, then they get a message from me. So we have that access. Make sure you know about it and don't worry about the price. If you sit there overthinking things and worrying about things, you're not changing lives. If you are happy with your results, if you were working out for 2 weeks straight, I don't care if your transformation was a huge difference. Share it. You worked hard to get there and have confidence in it, because every day you show up, and you drink your shake and you do your workout, you deserve to share that in hopes to inspire another person to get healthy and to feel better. And you get to tie it back into how you felt 2 weeks prior or how you felt 2 years ago. Because this business is sharing. It's all about sharing what we're doing, and it's about feeling our best. It's not about what anyone else thinks. It's about sharing how you feel and how you're getting this, doing this every single day on days you don't want to show up. Talk about your struggles so that when you're sharing, people relate to you and understand it. And don't be scared to say, you know what, I just ate clean for an entire week and only had one cheat meal. Like, I feel awesome right now, because you deserve to feel awesome. And it doesn't matter if you didn't lose any weight and look exactly the same. You did something, and that's huge. That week mattered. You showed up for yourself every single week. 3, jealousy and comparing. Thursday morning recognitions, rank advancement, success club board, leadership board. If I can't see you guys right now, but if I could, I would have you guys all raise your hands and tell me if on Thursday mornings or on Mondays when I post the success club board, or whenever we talk about rank advancements, if you sometimes get that feeling of jealousy where, like, gosh, I've been a coach longer than she has and she is rank advancing before me. Or I have been a coach, for 2 months and I didn't help anyone yet and she already helped 2 people this month. Or you look at the Success Club board and you only helped 1 person, or maybe you didn't help anyone that month and other people did. How many times do you look at those boards and let all of those jealousy things run through your head? Or we announce that, hey, someone just signed up 3 new coaches. Awesome, we're excited. And instead of being excited, you get jealous. Like, how is she signing up 3 coaches when I sent so many messages and I didn't sign up a single one? You have to stop doing this. In this business, it is not about comparing each other, and it is not about being jealous over each other. When we recognize people, and when people are hitting things in the business or hitting things in their personal journey, you should be excited for them. The more that you start to embrace it, the better you're going to feel. Your team is here to show you that we are all a bunch of average, regular people that are coming together to do this. And if they can do it, that should show you that you can do it too. Because you should be connecting with your team and understanding that we all have the same struggles. Anyone that does something, it just shows you you're able to do it too. You're not any different. Okay, and I have to go back to 4 because it's like out of order. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. But, and then number 4, excuses. Get clear on your why. If you guys do not have a strong why, please take the time to figure it out. Don't make a why that's just like, I just want to help people or I just want to lose weight. Those are awesome whys. But if you want to be successful, you really need to have a why that is strong. Because every time you have an excuse, like, I worked so many hours today and I'm so exhausted. Is your why, if you ask yourself, is your why strong enough that it's going to tell you, guess what, you're still going to show up for your business? Or is it not? If your kids are being horrible and you've had literally a day from hell, are you going to show up because your why is strong enough? And if you're not, and you are someone who wants this to work, then that's where you know, hey, I need a stronger why, because it is not making me show up when I feel like life is busy. When I started this business, you guys, I had 2 jobs. I had a daughter. I was moving to South Carolina and had no idea where I was living, had to research schools. It was crazy. And I had 7 months to make this business full time. There were plenty of nights I didn't sleep. There were plenty of nights that I worked my butt off. It didn't come easy. It didn't come because I was someone special or I did something other than what I tell you guys to do every single day. It came because I was willing to do crazy amounts of PD, and I was willing to put my why before every excuse. Being tired wasn't my excuse. Not wanting to do it, needing to do other things. I literally would work this business on nights until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I would get up with my daughter the next day because I only had 7 months to make that happen. So everyone's story is different. Not everyone's trying to do it in 7 months. And I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, I have to do that to be successful, because you don't. But you have to be clear on your why and on where you want to go with this business. If you haven't watched Micah's video that I posted in the team page yesterday, but she went live yesterday for her team. And for those of you guys who don't know, she is our grandma coach. And she's also a close friend. And she is someone that I respect a lot. But I love that she is honest, because she tells it how it is. This business is not something that someone can't do. Every single person can do this business. But where people go wrong is they want to go full time, or they want to leave their jobs, or they want to do this or that, but then they don't match their work ethic for the business to go hand in hand. They're not willing to do stuff, and you have to be real about it. If I would have said, I want to make this business full time in 7 months, but I'm only going to work an hour a day, and that's going to include like my power hour, my workout, and drinking my shake and doing personal development, guess what? I wouldn't have been full time in 7 months. I had to be willing to go above and beyond. And that goes back to the book we're reading right now, 10X Rule. I was willing to do the 10X. I was willing to do more than what people were. Every time you sit and play that game, it can't be me or complaining, or you're just wasting time. You could be building your business. Everybody can be successful. And I know that because I've watched so many different coaches from different places. And I've listened to so many videos. I get on that national wake-up call every single week because I love hearing that they struggle too. That is my motivation to go into my week when I want to start off strong. Use the thing in your life that go wrong as a way to get stronger, because those times are when you're really being tested. My first 7 months, I was obviously moving. When I got here, I moved in August, and at the beginning of August, I was a diamond coach, or no, I was a 1-star coach. Frankie was a diamond coach. And Chloe was in the hospital for a week. I had no family here. I only had Frankie. He also still had to go to work. And they had no idea what was wrong with her. She had 2 surgeries. She was on tons of medication, and she couldn't go to the bathroom by herself. She couldn't do anything. Literally, I had to do every single thing for her. Like, she couldn't walk. She couldn't do anything. It was one of the hardest weeks of my life ever. And I did it. And when she was sleeping, and when I just wanted to fall asleep because emotionally I was drained, and because emotionally I couldn't even hold myself together, I literally stayed up because I couldn't let my business fail either. I had challengers counting on me. You guys, I literally did workouts in the hospital room while my daughter was sleeping. Like, how stupid did I look? Thankfully, they had a lot of cool nurses there. But I would get up and I would do workouts, and I couldn't even do like real workouts because we didn't stream them yet. I literally was like doing, I don't think we were streaming them yet, but I would do like burpees and jumping jacks and run in my place and do planks, like literally in this little hospital room, because I had to. I didn't have another job. I didn't have a way out. I couldn't say, oh, you know what? Life is hard right now, so I'm just going to give up. Life is hard right now. I'm not going to do a power hour. I didn't have that choice. I had a why, and that was to be home with my daughter when I moved. And if I let my circumstances at that time control where my business went, we wouldn't have been able to pay our rent. I didn't live with Frankie when I moved down. He was in North Charleston because he still had his place, and I went where the better school district was. So we both were paying rent at 2 different places. So it's not like he was paying my rent or that he could just, cover my rent. Like, no, he had his own bills and I had my own bills. So life wasn't easy during that time, but I didn't give up and I didn't just let my excuses get there. And that's when you need to know, like, is your why something that is going to push you through on those excuses? Because there are going to be plenty of things that go wrong in life. There are going to be plenty of reasons why you can't show up or why you feel like you can't do this. But if your why is strong enough, it's going to make you do this. If you have those sticky notes posted all over your house, it's going to remind you you can do this and you will do this. But you need those reminders. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. I think it's very easy to get caught up in saying, hey, I had this day and it was hell, and she doesn't have that day. But everyone has good days and everyone has bad days, and everyone has really bad days and really good days. It might not all be on the same day, but you can't sit and say, oh, well, I didn't have time, but she has all this time. No, it comes down to, do you want it, and what are you doing to get there? Make your goals matter. Make your why matter so that you don't feel defeated, so that you don't feel like you can't do something. Because there's nothing worse than hearing someone feel defeated when really it's not that they can't. It's that they're not matching what their goal was to make it happen. And honestly, I want everyone to be successful. I want our team to know you can do anything, because I wasn't anything more than anyone else. I was literally so lost. And before I joined Beachbody, I was sitting at a doctor's office bawling my eyes out because I was seriously so depressed and had the worst anxiety. But again, anxiety, something that I do believe it's a real thing. And I do believe I get it all the time. Well, not all the time, but we put those things in our heads. Like, we tell ourselves, like, we have all of these things. We're an introvert, or we're an extrovert, or we're this, or we're that, or whatever. We give ourselves all these words because these words are put in social media, and that's what everybody uses, and that's how everybody feels. When you're feeling this way, there's a word that goes with it, because that's the word your friends use and your family uses. So start to think about it. Why do you feel the way you do? And what if you couldn't feel that way? What if there wasn't a word for anxiety? What if instead of having that anxiety, you sat down and did more personal development until that anxiety went away? What if you sat down and told yourself and sat and wrote down on a piece of paper, I am going to rock this week in my nutrition 500 times on a piece of paper, until it was literally in your head that you couldn't get it out of your head and were having nightmares? It would change how you thought about it. So it's getting all of that negative stuff that you've been telling yourself for years and years and years. And I don't think that it's going to come easy. I don't think that you just wake up and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I can do anything and I have the confidence to do everything and the confidence to share. I don't believe that it's that way, because I wouldn't even say 2.5 years as a coach that I don't get nervous posting still, that I don't question things I go to post. But I do my best to just share and to just keep sharing and keep putting things out there, because I want to help other people that felt as crappy as I do, or did, not anymore. And last, whatever you believe about yourself on the inside is what you will manifest on the outside. We are deciding who we are. We get to put those things in ourselves, in our heads, and then we get to go be that person. No matter who you were before you joined Beachbody, you have the chance to change that person. You have that chance to feel proud of yourself, to believe in yourself, to push for things that you never thought were going to happen. You get that chance, because that's what Beachbody is providing us. And when, like I said earlier, you guys, if you're not making a certain amount of money, if you're not where you wanted to be in your business right at this time, always ask yourself, have you changed as a person? Why did you come here? Because you all came for personal reasons, and it's to live your best life. And that's why no one should ever quit, because you literally should never give up on your health. You should never stop caring about yourself and about working out and about sharing that with your family and friends and the people around you, because that's what you get to do every day, and that's how we get to change the world together. And that is it. Now I can close out of this. Do we have any questions? Questions? Anyone? Austin.
There we go. Just wanted to verify for us sending the pictures to Pam, do we just do it through the link, or is there a better, more efficient way to get them to her for tomorrow?
Pam, that's for you.
Sorry. No, put your pictures in the thread. That'll be easiest for me to compile them all from there.
Okay, I just wanted to double check if there was an easier way for you.
Any other things? I'm like sweating. Could you guys see that the whole time?
Yeah, don't lie. Don't lie, guys. I'm just kidding.
Could you not?
No, you can't.
Oh, I was like, well, it was weird because I couldn't see you guys, and usually I can like see a few of you, and everyone was so quiet. So I'm like, hopefully people are on this call still. All right. So, any other questions? No? Okay, so you guys, I want you to do that challenge. I don't want you guys to get on the calls and just get on the call and feel good because you're on it and then not go apply it. I really want you to take the stuff that you're learning on these calls and apply it to your life. Because if you're just getting on and listening, it's not going to work. And I know that sounds stupid, hanging up sticky notes, but it works. I literally told Frankie the other day I found this passage and I'm going to start reading it every single morning because it's something that I have to be telling myself about something previous from the past that like still goes through my head. And this is how it's going to help me change it. So whatever it is, if you're someone who struggles with anxiety or if you're someone who struggles with getting out of the bed in the morning, write yourself a note and put it up there that you're going to start doing it. If you're not doing your power hours and you need to get consistent, write that down that you need to start doing that. Make those sticky notes matter, but make it an I am statement. Because if you say you're maybe going to do something or you might do something or you would like to be a full-time coach or you would like to be successful, you're already telling your mind that you're not going to be successful. You're already doubting yourself in your mind. So don't let that happen. Really own what you're doing and say, I am going to do this. Whatever it is, physically, mentally, emotionally, you're going to do it and make it an I am statement. All right, and that is it.